Our first story comes from the advice subreddit, titled, "My boyfriend wants to host a female friend for a week while I'm away. I'm a 27-year-old woman living with my 25-year-old boyfriend. We've been together for nearly 2 years, recently moved in together after a long-distance phase, and this summer, I'll be abroad for a few weeks visiting family. A situation has come up, and I'd love some outside perspectives. Here's the deal. My boyfriend has a 26-year-old female friend visiting our country to see another friend. Knowing she'd be nearby, he messaged her about a local event, suggesting it might interest her. She responded, asking if she could crash at our place for a week and attend the event. I'm not sure if she knows I'll be away during this time. What I do know is that my boyfriend is totally okay with her staying over, and casually said he'd confirm with her. I trust him and don't think he'd cheat. But I'm uneasy about him hosting another woman while I'm gone, especially since they plan to attend the event together. To me, that feels a bit too close for comfort, even if it's not romantic. He, however, sees no issue. He claims he'd be fine if I had a male friend stay over, and while we can't test that until it happens, I think he might mean it. But personally, I wouldn't feel okay doing that, even with his permission. It feels like a murky area. It doesn't break trust, but it pushes emotional boundaries. My boyfriend is close with his 2 sisters, which might explain his ease with platonic female friendships. To him, a friend is just a friend, but to me, sharing our home in my absence feels like an intimate act I wouldn't be comfortable with if it involved someone of the opposite sex. We've discussed it, and he's willing to respect my feelings, but we're not fully aligned. I'm trying to figure out why this bothers me so much when I trust him. That's why I'm seeking your thoughts. Thanks for reading." Edit. They've been friends for 3 years, and I've met her a few times. She's nice, but we're more acquaintances than friends. She also has a boyfriend, if that adds context. Lastly, my boyfriend has fibbed about small things before, so while I trust he wouldn't cheat, I'm skeptical when he says he's never had any feelings for her. Edit 2. I didn't expect so much attention on this post. My boyfriend and I are reading your comments together and discussing them. I'll try to update later. It's been eye-opening to see everyone's perspectives. This story feels like a gray area, but I'd feel uneasy too. It's about respecting your partner's feelings. If I were in her shoes, I'd share the OP's discomfort about someone staying in our space for a whole week while I'm away. If I were the boyfriend, my first thought would be how my partner might feel, and I'd avoid putting them in that position. User Trust Talk says communication is vital in relationships. Trust your instincts, but also your partner, and keep the dialogue open. Boundaries vary, and both partners need to shape them together. User Loyal Spouse shares. I'm married 13 years, and one of my closest friends of 25 years is male. He recently suggested a weekend getaway, purely platonic. I go on trips with female friends, so it's the same, right? Not quite. Even though our friendship is strictly platonic, it didn't feel right. I didn't even bring it up with my husband. Men and women can be friends, but there are lines you don't cross out of respect for your partner. If you're uncomfortable, be upfront. Few women would be okay with their partner hosting an opposite-sex friend for a week. User True Insight says it hinges on character. A cheater will cheat regardless of monitoring, while someone trustworthy can be alone with an attractive friend and stay loyal. Do you trust him? It sounds like you don't fully, especially since he's lied about small things. If you're uneasy, mention how his past dishonesty fuels your discomfort. The severity of those lies matters. Lying about something personal is worse than protecting someone's privacy, but suspicion can breed more lies. He might agree to cancel her visit to avoid conflict, only for her to show up anyway. Hanging out doesn't always mean a date. User Curious Mind says, I can't imagine inviting myself to someone's home for a week just because they mentioned an event. Did her other plans fall through? She planned to visit someone else, but now wants to stay at your place? That feels off. It's your home, and she's practically a stranger to you. Regardless of gender, you're entitled to feel uneasy about a near stranger in your space. especially since the invite was extended without your input. It's inconsiderate at best, suspicious at worst. The OP updated. Thanks for all the feedback. My boyfriend and I read your comments together, surprised by the split opinions. Some stress trust, others validate my boundaries, while some say I'm overthinking. This helped me realize I'm open about my friendships, but we hadn't deeply discussed his, especially with women. Talking it out gave me clarity on his social life. Two boundaries are crossed here. First, my home is my safe space, and having someone I barely know stay for a week, especially alone while my boyfriend works, feels wrong, regardless of gender. Second, a week in such a close setting feels too intimate for a friendship, more like a relationship dynamic. The gender adds ambiguity. I'm not ruling out visits forever, but I need to know the person better, and visits should be shorter. Our different cultural backgrounds shape our views, but he's committed to respecting my boundaries. We'll decide on guests as a team after discussion. Living in a place where cross-border visits are common, there'll be other chances to meet his friend. Some suggested cameras, but we already have them at the entrance, and we share locations. So I don't think he'd lie about this. Thanks for reading. People asked how I'd verify this while away, but as the OP noted, they have cameras. How would you feel in this situation? Would it bother you, or would you be fine with it? Share your thoughts below, and let's move to the next story. Our next story, from Artistic Soul 789, asks, am I overreacting? Found out my partner's guy's trip was a couple's trip. I, 28F, cut off contact with my partner, 28M, after seeing him with another woman on a trip, with no real resolution. We've been together 3 years. He planned a guy's trip with high school friends who love Formula One. He updated me on his planning but didn't share details, and I didn't pry, just wished him fun. During the trip, he barely contacted me. 2 snaps of him on a train, nothing more. I figured he was busy enjoying himself. He's not big on social media, but usually sends me daily snaps. This time, he posted on his story, but not to me. By day 2, no good morning, just a brief, "How's it going, babe? Long day, feet hurt." Something felt off. Against my better judgment, I checked his friends' Instagram stories. Every other guy brought their girlfriend. It was a couple's trip, not a guy's trip. In their stories, my partner was cozy in a restaurant booth with a woman, his arm around her chair. I was stunned. I tried to stay calm, but seeing him with her broke me. I texted him, saying if he wanted out, he could have just ended it instead of lying. For context, we're long distance. He lives in Canada, but was home before the trip. His friends and their girlfriends flew up, except one couple also in Canada. I felt like a fool, wondering if his friends even knew we were together. Another woman messaged me earlier this year, claiming she'd just broken up with him when we started dating, and now I believe her. I texted him, "You didn't need to lie. Cheating was unnecessary." He replied, "I love you. It's not what it looks like. You lack context." He claimed it was cramped seating, promised a full explanation post-trip, and said I was ruining his fun. To me, it felt over. Even if she was just there, why not tell me the plans changed? I'm sure he knew the others were bringing girlfriends. He asked if we were good now with laughing emojis. I blocked him on WhatsApp and Snapchat. That's a breakup in my book. Am I overreacting? User Truth Seeker says, lying about it being a guy's trip is a major red flag. Not communicating basics with your partner of 3 years, like daily texts or calls, is odd. You're likely his out-of-town girlfriend, and she's his local one. Using WhatsApp and Snapchat for communication? More red flags. Side note, I'm curious why WhatsApp, Snapchat are red flags. Here, most people use WhatsApp. What am I missing? User Faraway says he took his in-town girlfriend on a couple's trip. Long distance makes cheating easier for untrustworthy people. Let him go and find someone you can trust. User Clearview adds, If this was legit, he'd have told you the moment he learned others brought girlfriends. I'd have been upset for both of us and told you immediately. He hid it, posted publicly, and barely communicated to gaslight you. Don't fall for it. Find someone better. The OP updated. Thanks for the comments. I came to Reddit to vent, wondering if I was overreacting due to my tendency to overthink. He was home until mid-last year, then moved to Canada. Before his trip, he suggested a Toronto getaway when he returns, but we had a small fight we worked through. We'd known each other since high school, stayed in touch, and got together when he returned after studying abroad. He was a good partner overall, so this blindsided me. The lying is the biggest issue. Long distance is tough, and maybe it was naive to try, but I trusted him. He met my family, we hung out with friends. It was real. I'm not close with his friends' girlfriends, so I couldn't ask them. I blocked his friends too, tired of seeing their stories with him and her. He messaged me on another app, angrily telling me not to contact him since I blocked him, likely to hurt me. I doubt he'll reach out when he's back, so it's over. Healing is my focus now, but trusting again feels impossible. I'm too old for this drama. The best move is to heal and grow. His petty message on another app shows his character. What do you think of this? Share below, and let's move on. Our next story, from a throwaway account on the Relationship Advice subreddit, says, I, 26F, broke my wrist, and my husband, 28M, won't help with driving. What now? A few days ago, I fell while doing yard work and broke my wrist. It's in a cast for at least 4 weeks. I work full-time 30 minutes away, but can't drive my manual car since I broke my shifting arm. I took 2 days off but need to return Monday. My husband drives an automatic I could manage, so I asked to swap cars until I heal. He refused, saying he dislikes driving my manual car, though he's done it before. I then asked if he'd drive me to work a few days a week. He said no, as he doesn't want to wake up early. He works 3 evening shifts weekly, and my schedule wouldn't conflict with his. I'm the main earner, and we need my income. He suggested Uber, but $60 a day is unaffordable. I feel unsupported. Years ago, when his car broke down, I let him use mine for work and socializing, despite greater inconvenience to me. He's not reciprocating. Am I expecting too much? User Team Player says, in a marriage, he does owe you. He needs to step up. OP replies, I agree he should help, but I didn't lend him my car to hold it over him. Still, I was more inconvenienced then than he would be now. User Duty Calls says, he owes you as your husband. He can help, so he should. User Tough Love says, tell him to step up or get out. He's acting immature. If you can't work, he'll need to cover all bills. OP replies, we can't survive on his income alone, and Uber costs would eat my share. I was just clearing debris so he could mow. User Reality Check says, if he doesn't help, you can't work, and he'll have to pay everything. Why is he so stubborn about swapping cars? It's logical. OP updated. Thanks for the advice. Some helpful, some not. Many criticized his work hours. To clarify, he used to work as much as or more than me, but his hours were cut. He's been job hunting without luck. I sat him down Monday saying I need to work and can't afford Uber. He repeated the same excuses, so I pressed, saying they weren't valid. I asked why he's leaving me hanging as his partner. He finally admitted his car's in bad shape. New tires, brakes, oil change, and AC needed. He'd been using savings for bills, but didn't tell me when they ran low, too ashamed to admit his car's condition. He didn't want me driving or riding in it. After a long talk, we agreed I'd buy used tires next week. We replaced brake pads and changed the oil with his dad's help over FaceTime. A C can wait. I never noticed his car's state since I rarely ride in it. He drove me to work today, and we'll alternate driving based on the day. I'd been urging him to let me cover more bills, but his pride got in the way. I feel betrayed, yet closer to him. A weird mix. Trust is shaky, but I'm getting to work. User Honest Voice says, Pride and lies can destroy a marriage as fast as cruelty. He must share burdens to succeed as a couple, or he'll sabotage your future. User Blunt Talk says, he'd rather you spend $1,200 on Uber than fix his car, all to protect his ego. Commenters were upset, noting that while OP feels closer, his hiding issues worsened things. What would you do in this situation? Share below. Huge thanks for joining today. Your support means everything. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.